that's intense. A cadmium orange is gorgeous. Hey you, welcome to the Foxy Studio. I want to show you a brand new product that I have. This is a watercolor palette, you can hear it in there, and I'm going to be unboxing it here today with you, and we're gonna just take a look at what's inside. So this is a Kuretake watercolor set. This is a 48 pan watercolor set. So this is a Japanese brand. For one, I've never actually had any Japanese paints before. I've got French paints, I've got English paints, I've got American, probably. I don't actually know what Daniel Smith is, but regardless, I have many paints from many different nations, but I know that the Japanese are well renowned for their stationery, for their art supplies. I have a ton of Japanese pens and ink products, but this is my first Japanese watercolor set, so I'm really, really excited. I actually was not intending to buy this. I was out and about this last weekend, just kind of wandering around Wicker Park in Chicago, and wandered past a store that had cool looking stuff, so I wandered inside, and one thing led to another, and they had this gorgeous set of watercolors on display and available for sampling, so I was able to try out a couple of the colors, and from the little bit that I did, it was so good. It was so good. It was so buttery, and the colors were gorgeous, and they blended with each other really nicely. So just from that little taste, from that little sample, I was hooked. I was sold. So I went ahead and bought it, and like I said, this one is 48 colors, which is quite a lot. So let's go ahead and get into this thing, shall we? And maybe play around with them a little bit. First things first, we have to just take the rubber band off, which it didn't come with the rubber band. This was the nice shopkeeper was wonderful, loved talking to her about it. She's a painter as well. Apparently also I've been pronouncing Sennelier wrong, some of the paints that I have, the French brand. It's Sennelier or something like that, so the more you know. I got this set. She let us put the rubber band on it so that it wouldn't let itself open in the backpack. So let's go ahead and just reveal these gorgeous colors. Also, I just want to say, I guess before I do that, I really enjoy this little bit of gold embossing or gilding. Obviously I don't know what it says. I imagine, if I were to guess, I'd imagine it'd say Kuretake, which I hope I'm pronouncing correctly, but who knows? Well, someone knows, not me though. Without further ado, I am now going to open the pan set. I already knew what they looked like because I saw them in the shop, but yeah. All right, so the first things first, there is this little shiny product document that comes with almost everything. Kuretake, Japanese traditional paints for professional artists and crafters. It can be used as a gouache. That's fun. Apparently it's a little thick. I like that. It can be watered down for use as watercolor, ideal for sketch, illustration, and more. And then it repeats it in all the other languages. 48 color set. Don't know if this is like the name of this particular product. Kuretake is the brand, but Gansei Tambi, we're gonna roll with that. That's what it says. And it has all of the different colors, including the English and the, I would assume, Japanese spelling. It also has all of the colors here in both the number, which I assume that's like the number from the set of colors that they have at the company, and the English and Japanese listing of the color as well. On the back here, it just says just the normal stuff. Please create a color chart by painting the color onto the chart on the back side of the lid. That is really cool. So I'll go ahead and do that next. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch all of the colors on here so we can have a really handy reference guide for what everything looks like. That's really great. Usually I just make one myself and stick it in the palette. Besides the bit about the swatch bit on the inside, not intended for use by children. When storing, keep it horizontal with the palette facing up. Don't leave in direct sunlight. Yeah, okay, that's easy, easy, easy. Okay, setting that aside. So we have this little plastic protective protective lid over it. And look at this. So these pans, okay, so they're wiggly, which means that they're not secured down. Okay, come on. That's cool. So as long as I don't, move the orientation or anything, it looks like all of these have the actual color, like the original color arrangement. So that way, if I do take them out, I can put them back exactly where I put them. So these are really good sized pans. These are definitely no joke. They will last forever. I don't think I mentioned, but I bought this for 80 American dollars at the shop. So Just throwing that out there, the price. There was also a smaller set of 36 colors, I believe. It wasn't in stock at the shop at the time, but the test paints that I got to play with, that was the 36 set, and I'm pretty sure that was $60. So I wanted to go ahead and get this whole thing because the smaller one did not have this pink or lavender. I'm sorry, lilac, excuse me. Cherry blossom pink and lilac. Okay, so they are very smooth. They're not like transferring up onto my fingers at all. A little bit on my finger there is from a different thing entirely. I could just sit and look at them, but I'm not. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch them because I want to play with these. I'm arranging it so I have gold in the bottom right, just like I do here, and then rose madder deep in the top. Okay, now it's time to do a little bit of swatching and see how this goes. So I'm gonna use a nice small little brush, little round brush here, and actually I'm gonna go ahead and wet the palette first with a spray bottle just to kind of get it all kind of active. So excited! I haven't gotten new paints in a while, actually, so this is a big treat, especially considering I wasn't like out searching for it. I just kind of came across it in the wild. It just felt right, you know, felt right. All right, let's start at the very beginning. Let's get some Rose Madder Deep. So for each of these, I'm kind of doing a little bit of a gradient just because I want to see some of the different flavors that each color can produce. And then I'm going to go back and add just a little bit of extra concentrated color on the far left just so I can see, like I said, the full range. I really want to see what these colors are capable of. So far, they are vibrant, very smooth, very easy to work with. A cadmium orange is gorgeous. Oh, I'm gonna use that a lot. Yeah, I can tell already. That's a color I'm gonna come back to for sure. This color here, malachite. I'm sure I've seen it spelled before or I've heard it before, but I don't know how to pronounce it. But look at it. It's so creamy too for being such a light color. Horizon blue, gorgeous. Ultramarine pale, oh that's beautiful. These lighter colors are really creamy. Like, not to say that they don't have a nice like slight gradation or texture to them, because they do, but they just have a surprising thickness, I guess. Turquoise blue. So personally, I use a ton of blues and greens and purples. I'm a big fan of cool colors in my paintings. All of these different varieties are a dream for me. My God. Whoa, that's intense. That is not what I thought it was gonna be. That is a really intense color. Allegedly, this like maroonish looking color is purple. Does not look purple in the slightest. Oh, I see, it's more of like a plum than like a traditional purple, I suppose. It's kind of pinkish. Nice, I like that. Lilac, the pink is so nice. Last but not least, we have the metallics. We have a white gold here, which is just kind of pearlescent silver or white. Gorgeous. Now we have a bluish gold, which is just kind of to say like a cool gold, I think. Oh, that's lovely. And finally, just good old-fashioned gold. Okay, the swatching is done. So now this needs to dry, but it's just gonna be here for me to use forever, and the inside of the lid, which is super handy. And it's apparently gonna be really useful because a lot of these colors are deceptive. They look like one thing in the pan, and then they look completely different on paper. So it's good to know that ahead of time. But first impressions, it's amazing. It's so nice. It's creamy, it blends nicely, like it moves nicely with water. It's got some really lovely granulation, which is just to say that there's kind of like a sort of gritty texture when it dries. So like the individual pigments, the sort of sediment in there. Some people like that, some people don't. I like it. I think it looks really cool and textured. Now I'm gonna go ahead and maybe grab a piece of paper and try to just do a little bit of blending and just like see how some of these colors interact with each other and just get a feel for it, I guess. Grabbing a bit of mixed media paper here just so I can kind of play around a little bit. Don't need anything fancy like watercolor paper at the moment. And let's just kind of blend a little bit. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna go for a bigger brush. All right, I'm gonna use my palette here, my swatches to figure out what colors I want to play with. Let's just stick it simple and do like Rose Madder Deep. Oh, it's so smooth, so smooth. Okay, let's mix this with a blue, maybe cerulean. Already, I am loving the way that these colors are interacting with each other. They're very organically like coming together to create like just a really interesting texture on the paper. And I love texture. It's one of my favorite things. So this is super exciting. Cool. Let's try Rose Madder with like cadmium yellow. Yeah. Oh, what a pretty color. Okay. Sorry, you're just gonna hear a lot of me oohing and ahhing because I'm a big fan of this. This is really fun and pretty and they're so nice. Okay, that is a gorgeous yellow. Orange, I mean. It's like a melon yellow, or damn it, a melon orange, like a peachy orange. Let's try a different combo. Let's do turquoise green deep and cherry blossom. That'll be cool. There's just so many different color combinations available with all these colors, holy cow. Obviously, I'm not gonna test nearly all of them right now, but later I might do like a grid so I can get a good look at it, you know? Oh, I'm gonna cry, these are such nice colors. Oh, that was cool. I don't know if you got a good look at that, but the pink touched the turquoise. It was like almost like, doesn't sound that pretty, but it's, you know how like when a slime mold, like you sped up version and it like grows really fast over a flat surface? That's kind of what it looked like it just did. Like it just looked like it took off. Just trust me that it was really cool, okay? I didn't describe it like it was very cool. Oh, that's so pretty. Ooh, sheesh. Okay, let's try, indigo. And let's try that imperial violet, because that's super intense. God, that's an intense color. Wow, a little goes a long way with this one. The imperial violet, wow, wow, wow. That's a dream. That color combination is, oh my God. I need to make something with this color combination right away. Holy, legit gave me a bit of a chill. I'm in love, gang. The texture on these is unreal. Look, 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 look. Here, you can see it right there. The way that the water is like reaching in and the way the pigment is kind of separating out, it almost looks like an aerial view of like a delta, like an estuary or swamp or something like that. The way that the water is picking its way through the pigment and creates this gorgeous texture. It is so beautiful. Not every paint does this. This is definitely like a higher end paint kind of thing. Let's do a couple more color combinations before I move off of this. Ooh, that evokes a very 80s feel, doesn't it? It creates a really interesting gray. Okay, I need to end this somewhere because in lieu of painting a full painting, I could sit here and just swatch and do little combinations forever. And I'd be happy to do it, but I need to stop somewhere, and I think this is a good place for it. So first impressions are extremely good. This is not a full review. I need to do a full review of this and like really get into the nitty-gritty and use it for a while, but suffice to say, I'm very excited to begin painting with these. I think they're gonna be fantastic. And right, I don't know how to end this. I hope you enjoyed this little unboxing video. I hope it was exciting for you, or interesting, or entertaining. I don't know. Either way, I hope you really enjoyed this. If you want to see more unboxing videos in the future, because I haven't really been doing these traditionally. This isn't a normal thing that I do, but I wanted to share these with you. If you like this and you want me to do this with more products as I receive them, let me know in the comments and, you know, do the normal stuff, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know that this is something you're into and I will keep doing it. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and oogle these in private, maybe do a little bit of painting on my own, but I will catch you later. All right, bye.